Hello and welcome to Quiztime. My name is Julia Bayer. I'm an investigative journalist and an innovation manager at Deutsche Welle, and I'm also the founder of Quiztime. And you might have heard during the day or seen a little screenshot of Quiztime in a video about fact-checking and verification. And I'm here to introduce you to what is actually Quiztime, who's behind, and I'm going to invite you to a little quiz, especially for you. So let's switch to the presentation, and I'm going to guide you to behind the scenes. So Quiztime. Quiztime is a little verification quiz that I host with a couple of friends on Twitter. It's a quiz to hone and strengthen your verification skills in a playful way, but with a serious goal. So when you see now the bowls, they might be in different colors, but that's actually the direction where we are going with Quiztime as well. So it's like sharpening your senses, especially your eyes. So these balls have actually all one unique color. So you can guess for yourself, because I can't hear you or you can't send me live now a message. But I can tell you later what kind of color that is. But there's only one unique color. And when you look really closely or you go a bit far away, you might detect this one specific color. And this is what Quiztime is about. And like Bellingcat, the investigation unit you might heard of before, they are pointing it out. They are saying any investigation is worthwhile when it comes to sharpening your skills. So that is what we are doing in a playful way. But like I said, it's also an investigation and adventure you're going to do on Quiztime, which will sharpen your senses. So, keyword senses. So at first, at Quiztime, you learn when you are in the field of journalism and you need to verify a photo and a video, and you don't know a lot about the context, where to start. So, in verification and on Quiztime, you learn what kind of direction should I go first. It's a lot also about trusting your gut feeling, but then it's also looking closely at the visual when you have one, or at the text, or at the source who posted it. Then there are also some tools. Tools are essential, but are not the only thing that might help you to find out if something is true or is a fake. And then it comes again to your senses, to your ears, to your eyes. And that is something we are going to do on Quiztime, is sharpening your eagle eyes. And on top, all the results you collect, you build them together, and then you might find the right answer to the quiz. So, what kind of quizzes do we have? I said already it's on a daily basis. So we have a variety of quizzes. They are like going in the direction a lot of geolocation. So to find out where the specific image was taken and what kind of spot, like what are the geo coordinates. It's about the context. It's about the sources. It's about PDFs where you get some metadata of. It's about little storytelling. It's also about thinking out of the box. So you get a variety of examples. They are all self-made. So we are never using real news examples because we don't know what you will find. And we are all doing it next to our jobs. So who are we? The quizmasters behind Quiztime are coming from the journalistic world, are coming from law enforcement, are just OSINT interest. So they have like OSINT as a hobby, but from a hobby, it will get more serious. You will see soon. I'm just hesitating a bit with talking because I'm not clicking on the presentation, and I'm waiting till you get all the examples I talked about. So this are the quizzes, and then next one we will see the quiz masters, because we are a group of 9 people who are the core, who are part of the core team. You might recognize, those of you who are on Twitter might recognize some of them, maybe Christian from New York Times, or in the German journalism world, there's Lars Wienand, who's quite active. And next to the days each of us is hosting, here we are, the quiz masters. So each of us has a specific day. Lucky me, I'm hosting the Monday quiz. We have also some days people are sharing with each other, and we have an open Sunday. So I will invite you also during the presentation to host the quiz. And you don't need to follow all of us. So there's a Twitter account called Quiztime. And when you follow this Twitter account, you will get, you will never miss a quiz. So what is the Open Sunday? An Open Sunday means that you can challenge the community. The community, we have now around 17,000 followers, and not all of them are taking part regularly, so don't worry. But it's also a lot of fun to switch the sides. But you will see how does it actually work? How do we start? So I'm going to ask a question so this is just one tweet that shows you it can change your life, but how does it start? So I'm going to ask a question with a picture, with the audio or video I created. There are sometimes 2 questions, like from easy to more advanced, and then it's about you to find out the answer. And it's not only about replying with the answer, but you also need to explain how you did it. So it's about learning. So we have a lot of Quiztime users who are more listeners or readers because they're a bit too shy. So don't worry, because every one of us has an expertise. And it's also just worth it to read the Twitter thread to understand how the person solved it. And sometimes you might spend a lot of time on a specific quiz, but we are always saying, when you're in journalism or in the field of research, it's honing your skills, so it's also part of your education and your job. So we recently had, and I didn't want to miss to show it to you. I mean, the best way to verify something is to go there by yourself, right? Right now with Corona, it's hard to visit all the places I'm investigating. So I'm relying a lot on digital content. But we recently had a quiz, and the user went to verify it, went to the place by himself, and he posted a selfie. So this was great. So you see already with some quotes from some Quiztime users, you can actually play Sudoku. Yes, that's right, but you won't get the additional skills you might use in your journalistic work with Sudoku, but you might get it with Quiztime. And that's why, because Quiztime is about techniques, tools, and tricks. So techniques, we all have used Google Maps, for example, at least once in our life, but there are different ways how to use it. There's also an advanced way. So when you know how to use specific keywords and also in what kind of order, you will get a different results with just spontaneously Googling something. So this is something you learn in Quiztime. You also will find out that you have a lot of expertise in specific fields. When you are traveling a lot, you might see an image or video and you will know exactly where this image was taken. And this will save me or your colleague a lot of time. So like Marty was saying, it's a wild guess. The second one, it's about tricks. So we are open to share tricks with the users, and the Quiztime participants are also sharing and finding out about a lot of tricks. So how to highlight or get a larger version of an image on a social media platform, which is a big advantage when you need to zoom in. There's just a way to change the URL. And there's also as a light but also really important hint that you can crop out parts of an visual, especially an image, and you do a reverse image search with this cropping piece, and you will find even better results than with just the whole image. And then it's also about tools. And I already mentioned the reverse image search, which is a really important tool when you are working in fact-checking or verification. And there's always competition between the tools. We are working with open source. So the tools we are using, usually we don't pay for, and we are also, we didn't develop them. So they are changing, and they are also in competition to each other. So for example, Yandex, the Russian search engine, is quite good in reverse image search, in detecting and recognizing images or elements in an image. But then when you know how to use Google in a proper way, then you might get even better results. So like Zector is pointing out, just add 5 or 6 more words and you will get better ways. Or just use the advanced functionalities like images from Google. Yeah, so these are tiny tricks that are super, super helpful when it comes to verification. And then one tool I wanted to share with you, I found out about via Quiztime, is Mapilari. So those of you who are working in journalism, and especially in finding out if this really happened at a specific spot, might be really annoyed that the Google Streetcar hasn't photographed the whole world yet. But there are different alternatives. And there's, for example, a tool called Mapilari, which is a crowdsourced map service. And all the elements you find here are made by users who are uploading pictures to the map of Mapilari, and which is great because they are being used a lot in remote areas and Germany. Because in Germany, we have a lot of street view images, but they are almost all of them are blurred. So it's a good way to see if this really happened there. I don't know, this could be a little quiz if you know what kind of city we are looking at here, but this is not going to be the quiz for today. But you will see, this is Cologne, and you saw with the green lines that there's a lot of footage, and it's even more recent than the footage on Google Street View. So it's worth checking it out. And it has more features. So this could be like a little quiz just to make a small warm-up. When you look at this image, so the question would be, where did I take this picture? And the bonus question would be, when did I take this picture? So just to help you a bit, and while you're looking closely at the image, there are at least 20 hints. When we can go back for a second to the picture, you can collect 20 hints at least that will guide you to the location. So like the most obvious one is, of course, the little train station, the little train. Then we have a big square. We see when we zoom in, we might even recognize what kind of shop is in the back. The time you will get by the clothings from the people, by the shadow. So you see some light on the left and where the shadow is pointing to. So this is all information that can help you to narrow down the location and pinpoint it to the exact coordinates. And this is just an example. I already mentioned Bellingcat. Just check out their blog, because these skills that you learn on Quiztime, they are also being used at Bellingcat a lot, and you learn how to use these in real examples. So before we are diving into the real quiz, just for you, when you don't have a Twitter account, you can still read about the threads, but we also have a Medium blog where we have unsolved quizzes, and where we also explain some of the best ways of how to solve a specific task, so that you can read about it as well. And we share some tool sets, we share some tips, and also new tools on Quiztime as well. And on top of all of this, you will meet a lot of nice and open-minded people. So like I said, we have around 17,000 followers now on Quiztime. They are all coming from all around the world. We have people who are doing this in their profession, but we have even people who are just new, and they're just open, and they want to find out how to verify some news they get in their family group on WhatsApp, for example. So this is a great way to learn more, and you are all invited to join the community. So just heads up again, it's very addictive. You will see we will post some really light examples, but we are also having some medium and more advanced examples. And get ready, there's no specific time when we are posting something, but there is the whole day. You can solve it, even the whole night. You will see now that someone mentioned he has to work, but Quiztime is always distracting him. Okay, so you will see now a little tool set you might use, but when we go to the last slide, this is a quiz I'm going to share now when I'm going to finish reading, and I hope I made you curious. I see you on Quiztime, and feel free to solve it, because this is a special quiz for you. And thanks very much for your attention,